Welcome back to my channel. So this is Angelo Christmas and me documenting my journey to $20,000 per month as a high ticket closer. And in today's video, I have something really exciting I want to share here on the channel. It's going to be a call we're going to review, just the end of it, to cover me closing my first $6,000 deal. So it was a big step for me because prior to this, the most I ever closed was $4,000. And although that's just $2,000 more, in my mind, I always had some fears and, hesitations when it came to pitching bigger programs because, for multiple different reasons. But today, I want to share this video of me finally, closing a package worth $6,000, which is impressive for me because when I got into sales and I was closing for fitness, even just the idea of selling a $2,000 program or $1,500 program was scary for me because that's a lot of money. It is more or less at the time I perceived that to be very expensive because I was only making about like $600, $700 a month before getting into sales. So now in my head, I'm asking these people to pay $2,000. That was like a big step for me, right? But now, throughout all my journey, the growth I've made, I was able to close a $6,000 deal, which was just a couple of days ago when I'm making this recording. And the funny thing is, after this call that I closed for $6,000, the next call was also going to be a $6,000 sale, but she failed financing. So her credit score was very bad. She wasn't approved for financing and she didn't have the money to do it up front. But I do have a follow-up booked with her, and once she gets paid, I'm gonna downsell her to something she can actually afford. But just wanted to share this video. It's gonna be a quick one, just showing you that I did get the close and there was no objections as well, which is wonderful. So let's dive in. So when it comes to like the investment for something like this, Amy, firstly, I'm not going to sit here and say it is cheap, but what I will say is that we do have many ways we can help make it affordable for you. Okay. And the reason it's not cheap, Amy, is because we would be working with you one-on-one for 12 months. And we're not just helping you lose the weight, we're helping you transform your life, fix your metabolism, and give you back the happiness and longevity you deserve for the rest of your life. Okay. Now, we do have some packages, Amy, that do run very high. I'm talking like, $17,000, right? Quite high. But obviously for you, you're not in that boat, Amy. So your one is nowhere near that. For this one, I've explained to you for the full year with the coach that's going to help you fix your metabolism, get to 125 and keep that off, but to also allow you to finally be confident in your skin and be able to live your life to the fullest again. That would just be $6,000. Okay. Now, what I will say, Amy, most people don't pay that all up front. Some people do put on a card and get their points. I was a bit nervous, I won't lie, when I was pitching this program, like especially from here onwards. In my mind, I was nervous because it was my first time ever pitching a 6K, and I was like, I never really stumbled my words, but in my mind, I was quite nervous. I was wondering what she's gonna say, but you'll see it goes quite smoothly. But what our most successful clients usually do is offer monthly financing options. So that way it lets you spread out the payments and still get the results without breaking the bank. So if you do go that way, you could even get it down to as low as about $200, $240 a month or so, depending which option you actually go with. So would you prefer like all in one, or is monthly better for you?
Yeah, it would have to be monthly.
You'd say monthly. Okay, perfectly fine. Even if I were doing it, I would need to do monthly, so that's okay. And the good thing with that, Amy, there is no investment even due today. So, if you want to do the monthly, the first payment is only due in 30 days from now. Okay, so what we can do, we can come together as a team, we can take a look at your monthly options, and then you can pick the best one, and then your coach will be in touch with you within the next 2 to 3 days to help you get set up and on track to finally getting back to 125 again. So does that sound good with you, Amy?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. How do you feel, Amy?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, are you a bit nervous but excited, or how are you feeling?
No, I'm not nervous at all. I'm just ready. I'm done with before and I'm just ready.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm really proud of you, Amy. I'm looking forward to seeing amazing progress, and I can't wait to see you back at 125 again. So awesome job, Amy. Do you know how to share your screen? So as you can see, absolutely no objections. She wasn't even nervous. She was just ready to get started. It was a really good call. And because I did such a good job in discovery and that's why I just decided to say, fuck it, let me just go for a 6K. And it's quite interesting because I pitched that even though I was like facing a small losing streak before closing this deal. So in the past, when I would go through losing streaks, I would let that affect how I approach my next call. So that meaning, if the old me was facing a losing streak, I would be scared to pitch such a high program, especially since it's the first time I'm doing it, even though the call went really good. And I would have just pitched like 4K or 3K, right? But that just goes to show how much I've grown, so that even when I'm facing losing streaks, I no longer let them affect how I take on the next call, or at least not as much. And I was able to close a $6,000 deal, which was my first 6K ever. And the other funny thing is, she had £50 to lose. And in the past, if someone had like £50 to lose, I would only pitch them like a 6-month program, probably for like $3,000. But now I always make sure to pitch them the longer term program, because one, I know it's going to help them more because they'll have more time with the coach, and two, it's going to be a bigger step, bigger commitment, and bigger sale for me as well, so I get more commission. And because I perceived and she perceived her problem to be worth $6,000, that's why I went in for a 6K for 12 months with the coach, so that I know she's definitely going to lose the weight probably within the first 6 months, but then the next 6 months are going to help her make sure she can maintain that long term. So I feel really good about this call. I helped her change her life. She's been struggling for like 15 years now, so I know that her doing this is going to help her get where she wants to be. And because I helped her in that way, I was able to make $600 commission just from one call, which was pretty, like, I'm extremely grateful for making it to this point where I can make $600 in, like, as you can see, the whole call took only 40 minutes. The rest of this was just like financing, right? The next 20 minutes I spent just helping her get the payment sorted out. But in like an hour, I made $600. And obviously that's not the case every single call. Yes, lots of the calls that don't close, other calls that close, I don't make as much, but the potential for me is there, right? And not too long ago, when I look back at my life, last year before I got into sales, I was working as a customer service agent, and it would take me a whole month of working more hours than I do now to make what I made on this call. And it'll take me a whole month to make what I made here today, which is $600. And now I have the skill set, the potential, and the ability to make that in one call. Right, so that's incredible growth. And obviously, learning these past couple of weeks from my mentor to be grateful for where I am has been a big game changer for my state of mind, my mentality. Because in the past, I would always just be so focused on where I'm not, what I don't have, or how far I am from the goal, and I would lose focus on what I've achieved in the moment and in the past. I would always just overlook that. So in the past, if this happened, I wouldn't have been really proud of it. I wouldn't have been grateful because I'm not yet at 10K per month. I'm not yet at 20K per month. So I would just overlook this. But those things, whenever I take time to reflect on moments like this and be grateful for what I've achieved so far, it helps me maintain a positive, strong state of mind, even when things go bad. So my main message here for anyone watching this today, as you continue on your journey, always be grateful for everything you have. It doesn't even have to be big accomplishment. It can be anything, right? But always be extremely grateful, extremely grounded with what you have in your life while working towards what you want. Obviously, don't make the mistake with getting comfortable and thinking that you can just take your foot off the gas. Still work hard, still pursue your goals, but in the moment, always be proud of every single achievement you make and any sort of progress you make. It doesn't even have to be an achievement. It can even just be progress, right? As long as you're progressing, then you're moving in the right direction. Even if it's not a tangible, it's not tangible growth. For example, if your goal is to get in shape, to get a six-pack, you may not see any progress within the first month or two, right? But every single day you go to the gym, you should be proud of that, because you're taking the steps necessary to put yourself in a position where in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months time you are going to have that six pack, right? So hope this video is helpful. It's a quick one. I just wanted to share a big win I had for me, and in terms of where we're at the month, it has been a very slow month. I haven't really been taking much calls, and this was the last call I won so far. And so far, like, even over the next few days, I only have like 2 calls booked, so hopefully that can pick up. I mean, throughout that time, I'm making sure I use it well, though. I'm making sure that I do my best to keep my skill set where it needs to be, improving my state of mind, working on becoming the man I want to be, not just on calls, but also off calls, making sure that all areas of my life are in congruency with the man I want to be, in the future. So either way, I'm extremely happy, extremely blessed to be able to, have what I have so far in my life, while knowing that I'm going to achieve more and going to earn more and, become more in my life. And I'm glad to be able to share that and document this on this channel right here, and hopefully it does inspire someone to go out there and do the same and believe in themselves to go after what they want in their life. Because where I am now, which is someone that's full-time in sales, is able to quit their job, is able to take care of the people he loves, has his own home, has his own car, lives a life of freedom. I'm able to decide what I want my schedule to be like. I have freedom. I have a life that most people my age, and most people, especially where I'm from, can only dream of, and that's a huge step for me, right? Obviously, I'm nowhere close to where I want to be, but where I am is what it took to get me here has just been basically, my ability to just work hard, take raw action and believe in myself, right? So anyone watching this can do the same. Anyone watching this can do way more than you've already achieved. You might be someone watching this that, achieved a lot more than me, which is amazing, right? And I'm happy for you. So you could be someone making $500,000 a month, which would be interesting if someone making that money watches my channel. But the same thing applies to you, right? As long as you doing what's necessary, you're putting in the work, you believe in yourself, you just got to stick with it, never give up, and you can get to your next goal of making $1 million a month or beyond that, whatever that may be. But it all starts from the actions you take, your ability to stick with something, your ability to believe in yourself and to never give up, because if you don't give up, you can't fail. So a big thing of what I want for this channel is to, whenever I speak about things like this, achieving your goals, don't only link it to sales, because obviously most of what I speak about is sales related. But anyone watching this, I want you to know that if you apply these same concepts that I'm speaking about now, you can improve any area of your life, right? Whether that's in your business, whether that's in your sales, in your sales job, whether that's with your relationships, whether that's with your body, with your mindset, anything, right? And you have the power to change that. And that's something you need to realize, because at any moment in your life right now, after watching this video, you can decide what kind of man you want to be, what kind of woman you want to be. And then all you need to do, you need to envision that person of you, right? Living the life you want to live. And then just ask yourself, right? What decisions or actions or beliefs will that person hold and do that are different to what I'm doing now? And then all you need to do is shift and start acting as if you're already that person. So if you're someone that is fat, is overweight, ask yourself, the version of you that isn't fat, isn't overweight, has a six-pack, has muscle, is proud of their body, what would they do different on a daily basis, right? And most of the time, we all know the answers. And if you feel like you don't know the answers, ask yourself, does the version of me that has a six-pack, do they tell themselves that they don't know the answers, or do they just stop making excuses and just do what it takes to actually make progress? Because yes, you might not have a plan, but you know that if you eat less, you'll lose weight. You know that if you move more, you'll lose weight. You know that if you hit the gym, you'll get muscle. Yes, you may not know the perfect approach, but you also know that if you do nothing, that's going to get you nowhere. So it's all about just taking action. Raw action solves everything. So I hope that was helpful for anyone watching this, and appreciate you sticking to the end of the video. And as always, if you want to follow me a bit closer, my social media links will be down below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hope you have an amazing day and stay safe as well.